Live on the Woodward Sports Network, 99.1 and 93.5 The Roar, the Woodward Sports app, and anywhere you listen to podcasts. Let's talk some sports. It's Big D Energy.
Hey, yo, back at it. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren, McCarty, Terry Foster. As well, we have Fish in for the legend Kella Sam Flannel. Hi, everybody. Spencer Raxter as well. Heading in to the Labor Day weekend, Labor Day across the border for Canada purposes, right, D-Mac? Why they put the U on it?
How do you not?
Well,
you have to.
In color, too.
Color.
Yeah.
Are you Canadian? Was he asking you?
No.
Okay. then act like Sam. Right? We're going to pin you up against the wall, right? Hey, how easy would it be to pin Fish against the wall compared to Sam?
Pretty
Sam's
damn easy. Pretty easy.
I'll tell you with Sam, we
thumbtack to pin him up against the wall.
Hey, I call Hamilton my city.
And you wonder why we're out and about. We have some certain things that you can't lose in your Canadian dialect,
right?
Because it's in the spelling. We were set up from birth, right?
You were set up to fail.
That's why, because
like center is centre.
Center.
The Bell Centre.
Well, it's center. Yeah,
but it's
and they spell defense different.
Yeah, defense. It is.
Defense.
It's weird, but whatever. You know, they're good people. I enjoy our neighbors to the north. And
thank you.
They give us people like Darren McCarty.
Is it because because we have turkey dinner earlier than you guys do?
That's fair. I like the CFL action on Labor Day as well. I'm a big fan of that, as you know. Yep. You can get Cuban cigars there for some reason.
Ooh.
That's pretty good.
Yes,
I
D-Mac?
like that.
Well, that's because Canada and Cuba have a different relationship. They didn't have the Bay of Pigs thing. They didn't have the Cold War. They weren't. Canada just kind of stays out of everybody's business.
Absolutely.
So you
that's
can get Cuban cigars in Canada.
Yeah, and that's commendable. I like the way Canada goes about their business. Can we say that?
And what are you guys ducking the fact that when you're 19, y'all rushed over the border, couldn't get over there in time to get the Don Cherries, get a pitcher of beer, and then take advantage of the casino and maybe
other activities.
And
right,
like y'all, were pissed? Were you pissed about that? No.
Absolutely not, dude. I was sitting. Who do you think was sitting there making friends with all the Americans? Because I was coming over in a couple more years. You had to pave the way. That's how it goes. It's Canadian hospitality.
There you have it. But yeah, it is a Labor Day weekend. And look, we're going heavy college football today. Michigan State tonight. Michigan tomorrow. It's time, everybody. I got you right last night as well. Even the ancillary pick I gave to you guys. We took care of that too. West Virginia with the hook.
Yeah, no, absolutely, right? How good that game? How good was Vegas coming down to the end? Whether Pitt was going to come back and pull it off or not at 7.5. Vegas knows, man.
And by the way, and I'm crushed that Sam Flannel's not here today. Tell me about Purdue more. Yeah. Please tell me about Purdue. Tell me about him. Tell me about Aiden O'Connell, dark horse Heisman candidate.
They played hard.
Please tell me more. I couldn't see through that. Come on.
Chink in the armor, man. Sam, the legend killer, is so well rehearsed in his thought process and stuff. He obviously needs to be introduced to the Big Ten because he knows nothing about it. Boom, 0 for 2. He went hard on Scott Frost, and he tried to tell us why Purdue wasn't going to Purdue this early in the season. No, Penn State James Franklin did exactly what he broke it down. Came down more late, looking like the coach. To me, last night, what Penn State reminded me of even more is they're so Arizona Cardinals. They're so
100%.
Arizona and Penn State, just the way they do things at the beginning of the year. So that played out the way that it should be. So we'll get them on Monday. We'll get them on Monday if we remember. I'll write it down.
It was so easy to see that Aiden O'Connell, Spence, as you told me, dark horse Heisman candidate, according to some local media. Dark horse Heisman candidates don't lose to James Franklin.
That's true. Yeah.
And the media doesn't have to say Purdue anymore this year.
But
they forgot.
They got it all out of their system. You're right. But I got you right. And by the way, we're 18-7. 18-7.
It's good.
And I didn't get a social media message from anybody yesterday.
No.
And there's a reason for that.
Why?
We don't swell your little chest up. Or your
No,
head.
but everybody comes. I lose 7 out of 25 picks. I always get a message. Oh, Neal, you lost that one. I'm sorry. I can't get 100% of them right. I'm sorry. I'm 18-7. Come on, Terry.
All right, next time you get something right, I'll give you a little
Little
buzz.
sugar? Give me a little sugar?
Little sugar.
Okay.
I just, as Fish always says, is that you're a true professional. So I'm just used to your greatness. I just expect it. I just expect it.
No.
And we have a Michigan State question. It's going to make your head spin.
I know, and we're going to get right into it coming up. But real quickly though, T-Foss, I look to you as kind of a mentor. You and I have known each other for a while, and
A little bit.
we talk about the business and stuff like that. DMAC as well, long relationships, and I like to go to these guys for guidance. Married men, you know what I'm saying? Families, all that kind of thing. And we struck up a little discussion right before the show about Labor Day, with it being Labor Day weekend. I have grand plans, right? I'm working a lot, got a lot of soccer matches to do for television. However, today was an example. I had these grand plans. I want to take my daughter to go play tennis. I want to take my sons fishing. I want to mow the lawn, do all that stuff. I hadn't talked about it to my wife at all. When we woke up this morning, it was broken down. There's fireworks in Romeo tonight. We're going to that. We're doing all that.
Peach Fest.
Peach Festival's this weekend. T-Foss, I was just immediately shut down. Everything I want to do is buy the boards. I had no idea anything that was going on. Everything's been lined up for me. And you told me this is common in married life.
That's what happens with me, too. Because you guys asked me, what are my Labor Day weekend plans? And I said, I don't know. I know there are some, but I don't know what they are. They never tell me.
I wasn't told either.
Right. I was told last minute my son is coming home tomorrow. He wants a new phone.
Oh, boy.
Um,
A lot of money going there.
right. The wife tells me nothing, and then she'll be putting her clothes on. She'll say, babe, you gotta start getting ready. I said, where are we going? Oh, we're going to the jazz festival or something like that. Well, shit, how come nobody told me? And then everybody thinks I'm a liar. I said, well, I didn't have any plans, but I saw you at all these events. I said, yeah, I didn't know I was coming to them. But that's the way it works.
And Clown Sauce on our YouTube chat there. Remember, you subscribe to the Woodward Sports channel. You can jump in the chat, and we appreciate everybody interacting there. Clown Sauce, Neal, put your foot down. It doesn't work like
No,
that.
then there's like into my where I do not have. This is the first weekend that I do not have a paid gig or something that I run around and do. But there's a lot of things to be done. I've learned this to clear the calendar for Mama when she decides what it is. I know it's going to be 2 of 8 different things that it could be. So I'm sort of prepared, like Terry, not sort of going to be surprised. I have an idea what they could be, but
See, you guys, that's vet moves. Those are veteran plays by you guys.
veteran.
And I'm
We said
still,
the
and I'm not saying,
veteran.
look, I'm almost 20 years in the game, man. Like, I get a feel for the vibe for how things work. But I'm doing it, from now on, I'm doing it the way you guys
Terry's
do it.
got more of the playbook that you got to read from. I got the different playbook of how to, do it wrong a bunch of times, but I know how to do it sort of the right way.
But
with
in the
it's
here and
about
now, you're
purpose.
in the space and you
I'm in
understand.
I do.
In the here and now.
All
No,
those
but see,
mistakes
I
are
don't
learned.
want to fight during the holiday.
No.
It's like whatever you...
The time's too valuable.
Now,
Right.
if it was like in the middle of October and like Michigan and Michigan State are playing that day, and she says, oh, we're going to go to the zoo, I'm like, no, we're not.
But to say this, Terry, though, that Fauci, who we refer to as Terry,
Dr. Fauci.
Dr.
Dr.
Fauci, she would not do that because she knows not only because of your profession,
she
but
knows.
because she like so she's going to take. It's the give and take of marriage. Right, where you make yourself
A lot more give.
available, and you know what? It could be ended. You could end up in the backyard, resodding something. That might be it. And you thought you were going to a concert. You gotta be
It's
you
wild.
gotta be ready for that, because the alternative is when that important thing comes, like the golf invitational weekend,
Right.
the trip. Right, don't even think about going there because that's the give and take. So this is one of those weekends, I think.
That is true. Dr. Dirty D says, I hate that as well, Neal. I have to plan weeks out. I just sent a text to a bunch of my friends for the 9/11 Lions opener. Wife approved. On the flip side of that coin, Dr. Dirty D, what's more empowering when you have the clearance and you know the day's coming up? and permission was already given. It's a powerful feeling, T-Foss.
You feel really good.
You do.
She can't come in and say, oh, no, you can't do that. Say, babe, we already discussed this, and you said yes. And so even before you go, you're happy because you're going to get to hang out with the fellas. You're going to get to do what you want to do. You can drink as much as you want, and she's not going to be there bugging you.
It's powerful.
Oh, it's
and,
powerful.
And the anticipation of it and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was earlier this summer when I had the guys' golf weekend, and I came in to do the show, and I was hitting the road right after the show and everything. Like, I was hyped that day, T-Foss. It was already approved. It was already cleared. We knew what Saturday was going to end up being. We all knew, I think.
Came in to do the show.
It makes your weekend longer because Wednesday, you're walking around all happy and everything. Man, I get to be away from this woman for 2 days or whatever it is. I'm going to have fun.
Right. So, it's funny how I have these grand plans. In the YouTube chat thread, fireworks are mid, take the boys fishing.
Fireworks are mid.
We've had this discussion before. You guys know. I don't. The one in Romeo, though, it isn't. There's not like a large amount of people there. You know, it only takes you like 5 minutes in traffic to get in, 5 minutes to get it. Like, it's not bad. It's I guess I won't say it's a mid fireworks
Okay, that's
show.
because it takes 9 hours to get there, though.
I mean, where to
All
Romeo?
the way up north. Yeah, it's like 55 mile and space.
It's 32 in Van Dyke.
Romeo's not that far.
Yeah, it's 32 in Van Dyke, Fish. Come on, brother. You act like I'm living up north. So, it's one of those things where, you just got to. I'm going to do Terry and D-Mac's plan from now on. I'm just going to accept it as it comes.
And Terry, wouldn't you say that Labor Day weekend is one of those weekends where you've learned to sort of prepare yourself for what's going to come, which could be a lot?
Yeah, sure, but it's a man's weekend. It's a man's weekend because we have festivals, we have beer, we
Barbecuing.
Barbecue, we have some bourbon, football,
Yep.
right? So you got everything. So women should leave guys alone Labor Day weekend.
But that ain't happening, T-Foss.
No. You know what they should do? On Friday morning, every woman should wake up, kiss their husband, and say, babe, whatever you want to do the next 3 days, you're free.
Wow.
It's a man's weekend. That's the way it should be.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I'm going to do what you guys do. I think I'm giving in, and I'm just going to let it play out. I have been able to successfully work in a lot of golf, though, D-Mac, because I've employed this 6:45 a.m. tee time on Saturday or Sunday.
Oh, glorious.
Damn.
And you're back, but you're back by 11.
It's the best. It's the best. I got one next week. And I talked about, you said your son's coming to town. My son's coming to town next week and to get out next weekend, but I just booked like 7 o'clock tee time to get out. I love that first tee time, no matter during the week, during the weekend, or whatever, when the dew's on.
My teenage sons aren't even up when I get home. Like, it's
when
perfect.
you get home, they're not even up.
Yeah,
It's like 20 degrees
perfect.
at 6:45 a.m. and there's no sun.
Celsius, maybe.
Real quickly before we go to the break, RJ Graham says fireworks are all the same. Can they improve on the firework to make them look like dragons or something? RJ Graham, thank you.
That'd be cool.
What do we do? How have there been no firework improvements throughout the years?
There's been no firework improvements since like the 1800s.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, stop it. They've had some improvements. They have the circle in the circle fireworks that come out at you.
RJ Graham's brilliant. That's brilliant to me.
I'd rather watch
not.
a
He's
drone
stupid.
show.
Yeah, absolutely.
What did you just say? Wow, Uncle Terry's he's getting to that age. He's being aggressive. Did you say that was stupid dragon tails out of the fireworks?
No.
Oh.
No, you were mentions. No, Neal always quotes people in the chat. Boogerman 5 in the chat said, "There's no new fireworks." There are.
No, there's not, Terry.
Yes,
they're
there are.
all the same.
No, they got
right.
the ones where there's circles and within circles and they expand. Those weren't around a few years ago. The white ones they do after at the end of every show. That's not new.
Yeah.
They're just very loud.
The Sizzler ones.
But
the finales, haven't the
crack and
finales gotten better?
No, they're the same.
It's
just more.
You know what a finale, a fireworks finale is? Just a bunch of fireworks going off everywhere. Like, come on, that's all that is. Everyone's like, oh, it's time for the grand finale. It's literally just a bunch of fireworks going off together.
Yeah.
They just do them quicker.
But hey, here's a good point by Luis M in the chat. Now it's turning into, because of the dryness out wet, but the drone fireworks or whatever. That those things, the laser light shows and stuff.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
That's the evolution of the fireworks.
That's the evolution of the fireworks,
The
no
drone
doubt
show.
about
Okay,
it.
but aren't you in 10 years going to say, oh, drone fireworks are mid-AF?
Yeah, and then they need to
and
come
then
up with
there'll be
something
something
again.
else
We
new.
have to evolve, Fish. We have to
Come
evolve.
on, Fish. It's all about evolution.
All right, if the fireworks are so damn boring, why are you going?
Because I was told to.
Yes. Yeah, he was told to. He had no choice.
Why is everyone laughing? Like, you guys act like that's never happened to you in your life.
No, it's the truth.
It has, but we don't
That's
jump
why you're
up and
laughing.
down and dog something and then say, "Oh, I got to go to it."
You would have to.
Honey's not gonna make me go to a fashion show this weekend.
Well, no, I'm not going to a
Or
fashion
something
show.
stupid
That's
like
where
that.
I do draw the line, T-Foss. I also draw the line because, hey, summer's holding on. The official drink of summer, however, is still here and as strong as ever, literally and figuratively. It's the Mulligan, made with Gypsy Vodka. When you mow the lawn this weekend, crack open a Mulligan from Gypsy Vodka. It's 8%. So you can kind of get right if you got to go to the fireworks show or whatever you got to do. You know, you can get in that state of mind with the Mulligan from Gypsy Vodka. If you're out on the golf course, if you're hanging out in the backyard, if you just got done mowing the lawn, the Mulligan is calling your name. Ask for the Mulligan at your local golf course or buy it by the truckload at a Total Wine store near you from the fine folks at Gypsy Vodka, proudly made in Petoskey, Michigan. Ask for it by name. It's Gypsy Vodka. As always, drink responsibly.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
For a limited time only, all new burgers and loaded fries at Big Boy. It's not a Slim Jim, it's the Big Jim. The chili cheese is such a tease. Guess what else is new? The bacon blue. How about upgrading those fries? Chili cheese fries, baked potato fries, nacho fries, what will it be? Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
Neal Ruhl here for Chili Peppers Tanning, where you can join the Pepper Club. Get all the best deals. They'll beat the competitors' prices by at least $5, and you can look at all the unlimited tanning options as well. Chili Peppers Tanning, the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, and the darkest tans. Go to chilipepperstanning.com. There's 26 of them around the Metro Detroit area. There's one close to you. Let's just be real about that. Chili Peppers Tanning, y'all.
Chili peppers, Dan.
Off and running, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network in the YouTube chat thread, Terry. Boogerman5
All
says
right,
thanks
my
for the
man.
shout out.
Terry didn't even know.
He didn't even know.
I made that up.
Props to whoever did that, by the way. You popped the studio here. We all got a good laugh at that one. T-Foss, Terry Foster, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, Neal Ruhl here with you. We have Fish in for Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. Also, AC says, I was told CMU might upset Oklahoma State. Hey,
They made it close.
No, you were told 21 was a big number.
fishy number.
No, that they would play in between it. And what? Terry's the alumni there.
yeah.
Were you proud of your
All right,
Chips,
let
or-
me ask you this real quick before we get into the Michigan State thing, Terry. As a Central alum and a proud Chippewa, what's the takeaway from last night's game? Because y'all were down 51-15 at one point.
I know.
But you covered the spread, though, and that's what the country cares about.
Most of the people
That's
who
where you
are
get
Chippewas
respect.
are probably proud of it, but I call the comeback fake. You're down 51-15. Game's over. No
OBA.
matter what you do. So you come back and you beat the spread.
But you're America's champion, though.
No, we're not.
It goes like, Terry, good teams win. but great teams cover. And they covered. So that makes them a great team.
If the Chippewas made people money, great. I still think it's fake. Fake comeback.
Okay.
You know what? We used to. Let me stop. Here's what we used to say about Matthew Stafford. Oh, Matthew Stafford, he's down 35-7. Now he's make this phony comeback, and the Lions only lose 42-35. Whoop-de-doo. It's the same thing with the Chips. Same thing.
Okay. I got to go to the alum for comment on that. And that's where it hits different, right? The alum's desired outcome is different than the gambler's outcome. Michigan State tonight versus Western Michigan. Michigan in action tomorrow. I know a lot of you are talking about in the YouTube chat thread. You're headed out to the big house and all those types of things. Everybody have fun. Get your gypsy vodka or your mulligans out there and do it right. This was a great question that was brought up by Spencer D-Mac, and I can't wait to kick this thing around. And this will probably carry the rest of the show if we let it. But I've always wondered this also. The predictions, right? We all do this. It's our job. You guys do this as fans. Why every year is Michigan always picked to win the Big Ten, or it's going to come down to Ohio State, and Michigan, this will be the year Michigan beats Michigan State and those types of things? Why are the predictions the same every year? Why is it Michigan's held in this regard, Michigan State's held in this regard? I'm just talking about predictions. Media does it, we do it, everybody does it. Why is that?
Usually because of the coach. Usually because of what's expected, the 5-star recruit that's been shoved down our throat.
But they've only gotten 7 of them in 7 years. It's not,
It's just because of the same thing as what we talk about to that degree of Michigan fan that has their head in the clouds and doesn't see the reality of where their program is. It's just the way that it is. It's almost like it's always Spartans got to prove, and Michigan starts where they're at and almost has to prove that they're not, right? It's I guess it's ask Terry would be a great one to ask that.
It's the 1970s and Bo Schembechler. That's why Michigan is always predicted. And first of all, I got another question. How does Spencer get credit for that damn question? That was my question.
Well, he makes the show sheet. Technically,
yeah, but
he
I
asked
sent
the question.
it to you and sent it to him. The hell was Spencer? No, but the
just answer the question, Terry.
Yeah, well, you pissed me off. But it's the Block M. It's the power of the Block M. First of all, you got a fan base that looks at Michigan State as a JV team. You have a fan base that thinks Michigan has won the Big Ten 10 out of the last 12 times. You have a fan base that acts like it beats Ohio State every other year. And there's an inferiority complex with Michigan State Spartans and stuff. So no matter what the situation is, Michigan is going to be favored. And I got a question for you.
Yes.
Michigan State beat Michigan 10 out of 14 years.
Right.
How many times was Michigan State favored in those games? Those 14 games?
Not often.
Once
maybe.
How about Zero?
Zero.
They were never favored to beat Michigan, and they beat them 10 out of 14 times. Now, the narrative this year is there is no way Michigan State can beat Jim Harbaugh, or that Mel Tucker can beat Jim Harbaugh 3 times in a row. Last year, the narrative was there's no way Mel Tucker can beat Jim Harbaugh twice in a row. So we just are in that situation, and I say it's the 1970s all over again. College football never modernizes. We always think it's the Michigan team from 1970, it's the Michigan State team from 1970 that imploded all the time. Michigan State's got a good program. But if you say that, people make fun of you. They think that you're just being a Sparty, a slappy and stuff. I'm not saying Michigan State has a better program, but Michigan State does have a good program. But people from Michigan don't even want to acknowledge that.
And the YouTube chat thread, Go Blue, says Neal's trolling. I didn't even come up with this. They're fighting over who came up with it. I didn't come up with it.
I came up with it, damn it. I'm trolling. I am.
No, but it's a valid question though, D-Mac, because why is it that way with college football? Why?
I think is it, Terry, would you not say it's the same way in other states that have
Oklahoma State is never the favorite against Oklahoma.
It's Texas State. Like when they deserve to or whatever, they don't get the respect. And I think that when it comes down to fan bases, it's that little brother, the mentality that the state fans have been told or they take. They don't believe it. Right, but it's the disrespect that keeps it sort of here. And then the polls and every year because the NCAA or because the voters or somebody hasn't changed it, it's the same thing in the preseason. But we know this from being around here. It doesn't matter what it is when that football is placed out there between Michigan and Michigan State, it's usually a really good game. And as of late, Michigan State's had their numbers. So until Michigan can prove that they can beat them, yeah, Michigan proved that they could beat Ohio State last year, which is huge.
Finally.
Right? That's what I'm saying. But how about taking care of in-state too?
Yeah, that would be good. But Michigan fans could always downplay that by saying, well, State really cares about this game. We don't care because we just focus on Ohio State.
Well, here's the whole thing. The tuck train, it's coming, right? So he's doing,
that's what I've been told.
What I'm saying is that we're going to watch, and whether this year or not, it's a building process, right? You're wondering if Michigan has gotten stagnant into the same thing. Look at what we're dealing with Michigan right now, where there's not a number one quarterback, and you still have, at the beginning of the year, it's a softer schedule, but we're going to play this guy here, play this guy here. It's that indecision. They know what they want to do at Michigan State. It's whether they get the talent in there, and they continue to do it that way. You know what to expect. That will recruit kids. Mel Tucker's already proved he can get them off the portal. So I think with Michigan, the talent's there. You know what I'm saying? The coach, they proved what they did last year, but what are they going to do? How are they going to build from it? And right now, not having a number one quarterback, it could work out for the best, and Jim Harbaugh is brilliant as he's supposed to be as a coach. But history says that it probably isn't going to. So I think it's that indecision that brings it down. So, I mean, the best part is what they got to play, right? This weekend they got to play, and we'll come in Monday and we'll see.
Yeah, but we're going to be right back to where we were.
I know, you always will be until they play each other. But at the end of the day, I don't care what it is, the head-to-head contest, no matter where you're at, you got to win.
AC in the YouTube chat there, it says people who root for Michigan and Michigan State probably also root for Barcelona and Real Madrid together. That's a pretty funny one for the soccer people in the room. What'd you have, Terry?
No, I was going to say, but Michigan people rationalize that they never have lost to State anyway. Last year, the only reason Michigan State beat them was because of bad calls.
Refs beat them, right?
The refs beat them all the time, not the Spartans.
The clock keeper beats them.
Hey, Sparty Bob
the rain beat him.
He did put a haymaker on him.
Yep, the rain beat him one year.
The turf monster tripped Desmond Howard. I mean, there's just so many things. So if you feel, even if you're on the wrong side of the scoreboard, you didn't lose, you're still the better team. Like last year when State beat Michigan, Michigan fans pounded, we're the better team, we're the better team, we're the better team. And we live behind the blue wall, the big blue wall. So that's what we're taught. That's what we're...
I keep hearing about that around town, Terry, like the blue wall. There are, again, I always get beat up by people when I say this, but there are some consistencies with the media in this town in terms of where they went to school. You know what I'm saying? Like, Is that fair? That's fair, right, guys?
No, it's accurate. It's very accurate. And the thing, I think college football beat writers and columnists are the biggest homers of all the media. Because what happens, don't tell me they're squawking, because what happens is if you write something bad about the Pistons, you get chewed out by the coach or somebody, and then you move on. In college, you get chewed out by the athletic director, the coach, and probably somebody's mama, and then they threaten to yank your credentials. Or if they don't take your credentials, you're in the last row with binoculars on trying to see what's going on. They don't let you in the building.
Right. On the YouTube chat thread, Go Blue says, I want our program to take Michigan State seriously. I'm used to getting beat by Ohio State. I just want to kick the ish out of Sparty. I have a critical question for Spencer about that when we come back. Hair's getting kind of long, though, D-Mac.
Oh,
what should I do about that, man?
Yeah, if you're gonna, you got to come into Lady Jane's. That's for sure.
Good call.
Lady Jane's Haircut for Men, the award-winning haircut experience. And you know what? You can register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win the car of your dreams from Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, no appointment necessary. It's wicked awesome. Big D Energy. Be right back.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zaniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Neal Ruhl here for oddstrader.com, the #1 site for all of your game day betting activity. Play-by-play updates, very cool. Live scores, a must. However, the best part about OddsTrader, they get you the best price from every game from multiple sports books, and it's on the screen in front of you. You're not thumbing around through different apps and trying to find a number. Then you find the number. You check another one to see if there's a better number there. There's not, so you go back to the first one to play that one. The number moved. Now you got to go through. None of that ish with oddstrader.com. Guys, don't give anything away. Don't just take a bad price because you're lazy. Have it all right there in front of you. It's oddstrader.com. Download the OddsTrader app in the App Store as well and find your best bet. You got the best bet yesterday. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, T. Foss, Terry Foster. We got Fish in for Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here.
Hi.
As well. And yes, I got you right. We're 18-7 because Purdue will always Purdue. And we're going to circle back and get Penn State. I got that Auburn game kind of circled a little bit there. That's the one that's jumping out to me as of right now. But we'll walk up to that ball in the fairway when we get there.
Nice. Play the shot as it lies right now. Shot at a time. That one's not here yet.
That one's not here yet.
13, and we're only on 2.
Absolutely. So don't worry, though. I've already got it. There's a rhythm. There's a rhythm to this. And even the ancillary pick, West Virginia. Hit you that one, too. But, yeah, we're talking Michigan State. And Terry Foster raised the question in our little text thread about why is Michigan favored all the time? And he did the research. Last 14 years, Michigan State's won 10 of them. Michigan's been favored in every game. And just why is that always the default mode? Like when you wipe your phone and go back to default mode, that's what it is. And why is that? But Spencer, I have the question for you, and I'm curious to get Terry's take on this also. I keep hearing, I'm being told, Tuck coming, right? Tuck coming. That's what I'm being told. And I'm being told not in terms of beating Michigan. Mm-hmm. That's become an old bit for Michigan State. Is Mel Tucker the one that will turn this? And I'm not even talking about this year or playing Michigan or things like that, because you yourself, Spence, told me, when I brought it up to you, you yourself told me, in 2 years, when we're 2 years into this, if we're not contending for the college football playoff on the regular, if we're not a factor, I'm talking about a national factor, then it's time to ask questions. Yes. So my question to you, is Mel Tucker in the process of changing this now?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
You see what he's doing with the coaching staff. You see what he's doing partnering with the SD4L guys, with Matt Edgepia, going out there recruiting these high-level targets, getting these high-level recruits, bringing them in. He's still working with D'Antonio Castoffs at the time. So once he gets his own recruits in there, once he gets his guys implemented implemented in there and starts having them go through the steps, and those guys are second, third-year players, we're going to see some real results on this team, real talent brought into the building. They're getting a new sports facility down there. They're going to have Tuckertown. That's going to be the new tailgate spot out, other than Cedar Village. It's not going to be Cedar Village anymore for all the freshmen and stuff going there. It's going to be Tucktown. Dignified tailgaters, we know where to go, but everybody that was partying in Cedar Village is going to be in Tucktown. So I expect Mel Tucker to win multiple Big Ten championships at Michigan State. I expect Mel Tucker to go to multiple college football playoffs at Michigan State. That is the expectation. That is what he's building towards. And if he doesn't get there, it will be disappointing. But I have the utmost respect for the man. I have the utmost faith that he will accomplish those things in less than 8 years, like it took Jim Harbaugh.
T. Foss, I go to you, the venerable media guy. Do you buy this? Do you understand this?
Yeah, this guy is a fraud.
A fraud?
He's a fraud.
Oh!
Now, you asked the question, national championship. You notice he said nothing about national championships.
He
went
said
back
college football playoff.
That's not winning a national championship. That's just going there, going to the Final Four, getting your ass kicked, and coming back to East Lansing.
I'm reasonable, Terry.
He asked you, are they winning national titles? You skipped that part.
Here's the thing. That's Sparty fan over there not messing with karma. You know what? You asked that question to Mel Tucker, and he says absolutely 100% he's going to win a national championship. He's there to win everything, whatever like that. And with putting things in place, you know what he's being? He's being Homer boy a little bit, but he's also caressing the fact that I don't want to jinx everything, and I'm not going to get out there like I hear all the time. We're going to win. We're going to win. It's going to get better. It's going to get consistent. The culture is going to be on and off. That's what he's saying. You ask Mel Tucker, and what do I think? I think Michigan State is going to compete for a national championship if he puts it in place.
Darren,
so
you're a really cute guy.
Thank you.
From this standpoint, you didn't want to dog Spencer, and I understand that. I'll take the heat for it. No, it wasn't Spencer.
Michigan fan. He didn't want to sound like a Michigan fan.
No, it wasn't that. Spencer is just afraid to say they're going to win a national championship. It's not a jinx. He's scared.
I need to see it first. I need to see them win.
Because you know they're incapable of doing that.
Yeah, but what he's talking about is making like 2, 3, 4 steps and putting the culture in place and everything else. So to him, I think with every Spartan fan, that's good. Right? Because he's in NIL. He's in the transfer portal. He thinks Mel Tucker, with getting this, will get eyes on him from out of the state to places that he hasn't been able to recruit before, or the Big Ten might not have been able to recruit. Why can't that happen? And if he sees it, ask him that question when he starts seeing it, and they start winning. And if they win the Big Ten, Terry, the question is, they got to win a Big Ten title before they move on to that. But they're heading in the right direction. Tuck coming.
Well, and that's the moral of my story, because like we throw these things around like the Tuck coming and stuff like that, and it is. He is beating Michigan regularly, even if they lose to him this year. He still beats them more often than he doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Like that takes the time. But the moral of this story to me, Spence, with all this is that's what it's going to take to answer Terry's question about why is Michigan favored all the time. Those are the types of things. I think we lose sight of that sometimes.
Yeah.
Like we fall for hook lines like Tuck coming and NIL and portal and stuff like that. When you boil this all down, man, that's what it's going to take. What you're saying, a consistent threat to go to the college football playoff, winning Big Ten championships. Like that's what it's going to take. We can sit here and argue about all of it, but let's be real. That's what it will take for Michigan State to turn that tide to where you're programmed to say, well, Michigan State will beat Michigan this year.
Yeah. And that's when I look at stuff like that.
It's not even beating Michigan because y'all have done that. And it hasn't changed. Yeah. You got to go to that.
We got to go to the next level, and that's when I'm looking at. If we get to the college football playoff, anything can happen. Am I going to sit here and with a straight face say, yes, we're going to be on the same level as Alabama, Georgia? Yeah. No, I can't say that because we've proven that you can't really do that unless you are Alabama, Georgia, LSU, or Ohio State
or Clemson.
It doesn't happen like that. with Michigan State, regardless. I've been there. I've seen it. It hurts. Like, it hurts when Alabama puts up 40 on you in a half.
It ain't gentle.
It's not nice. Michigan experienced it last year. It hurts when Georgia puts up 40 on you in the first half. Like, it's a different breed in the SEC. It's just what it is. That's just that's just the rationale. Can we get to
a big
competing
difference
for college football playoffs? Yes. Going from making a college football playoff to winning a national championship
is the hardest
step.
Right.
And I'm not ready to say that we can do that just yet.
No, once again, we live behind the big blue wall. When Michigan State went to Dallas to play Alabama in the national championship semifinal, my wife, who's a Spartan, wanted to go. I said, babe, don't go. They're going to get their asses kicked and you're going to be pissed off. So she went anyway. And by halftime, she's like, I want out. But her people...
Well, to be fair, it was only 10-0 at halftime, if memory serves, right?
But it was boring.
Right, but you knew. But it was apparent how it was trending.
But anyway, so afterwards, I made fun of the Spartans. Yeah, you made it to the semifinal, but you got your ass kicked. And guess what? People pat me on the back. T-Man, that was so funny. Oh, man, ha-ha, those Spartans. Now, last year... when Michigan went and got their asses kicked to Georgia, I made fun of them.
Like, that game was over in the first quarter.
And you know what I was told? You can't do that. They played hard.
They beat Ohio State.
They beat Ohio State.
And see, that's the difference.
So shut up.
That's the knife that cuts both ways.
Respect.
That's the knife that cuts both ways. Like, you can't say, well, we beat Ohio State, and that's good. You know what I'm saying? To go to that level, you got to go to that level.
So does that not say that one brother's not sensitive, the other brother is? Is that what it is? You can't handle that?
Yeah, we see it, right? We get that. Like, Go Blue says, damn, Spence, you sound like a Michigan fan. You must have gotten into D-Mac's stash. Joey Hall says, is it safe to say the only reason State won last year against Michigan was because of Kenneth Walker? Like it keeps coming back to that. Tony D keeps smoking that good-ish, Spencer.
But can I ask a question? Was Kenny Walker a member of Michigan State's football team?
Yes, he was.
Okay, then I keep hearing from Michigan people, oh, well, if Kenny Walker wasn't on the team, they want to win.
And remember, he was mid at Wake Forest.
Right.
Check the numbers.
But, you know, if Braylon Edwards wasn't on Michigan's team, they wouldn't have beat State one year. Nobody ever says that. Well, they had Kenny Walker, so that doesn't count.
Yeah, if you're so worried about Kenneth Walker, stop him. Don't let him score.
You knew he was going to get the ball, stop him.
Yeah.
You had Aiden Hutchinson, supposedly the best player in the nation. Move him around. Put him where he can stop Kenneth Walker.
Chuck Brewer says, Neal, does betting affect the spread in whose favor? Michigan fans bet in bigger numbers than State fans. But, Chuck, here's the difference. And you are right. There's a tax when you bet on Michigan, D-Mac.
Yeah,
much like there's a Yankees tax. We've talked about that a lot. There's an Alabama tax that you pay when you want to bet on Alabama. And that is true, Chuck. What you're saying is absolutely true. However, the media angle of it, D-Mac, has been consistent as well.
No, it definitely has, and the consistency is what you ask for, right? So now it's for the outcome, to the point that Michigan State has to win, has to put themselves in the echelon. The one thing that when you said the upper echelon teams, but you mentioned Ohio State in there, Spence. So it's proven that in the Big Ten it can be done.
Yeah.
It just has to be built, and I think the facilities and that stuff, what can be offered, like you said, building towards that with the money that they're using. To me, Michigan State's doing one of the best jobs with the transfer portal and the NIL money and stuff like this that they got, because to me they're doing stuff that's going to improve not only the university but their football team and their basketball team and whatever else. So time will tell. You got to win the games.
Yeah.
All right, let me find out if Spencer really wants to win a national championship. Are you a Spartan?
I am.
All right. Are you willing to get into the mud and the dirt and cheat?
100%.
Yeah.
Okay, then he wants a national title.
Yeah, no doubt in my mind.
That's what they got to do.
I'm all for that, Terry. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and now it's made it easier to so-called cheat.
Right. I always go back to, it was a line by Samuel Jackson in a movie. He said, are you going to keep sending a mouse into the snake pit, or are you going to send your own snake? Mm-hmm. Like that, because that's it. And that's Michigan keeps sending a mouse into the snake pit.
Right.
Repeatedly, all
Michigan
the time.
Michigan is not going to win a national title with their mentality. Neither is Michigan State.
There it is.
If what's that linebacker's name from Alabama? I can't remember it. The guy who went crazy last year, the outside linebacker. He had like better stats than Hutchinson, but he couldn't go out because he was a sophomore.
Oh, Anderson?
Yeah, Anderson.
Yeah.
If Michigan State offered him $7 million to come in the transfer portal, come to State, I'd be like, fuck yeah! Like, go do it right now. Like, that's what you
I'll
need
kick
to
in
do.
on it. I got a hundo on it.
Honestly, yeah.
Even Eastern Michigan offers somebody $1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams. They tried. They tried. The Sports Marketing Agency, they help spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse disorder. Their podcast is called This is the F Word. It's a series on fentanyl and the other addictions that, let's be real, they're plaguing our communities right now. If you're struggling or if you know someone who's struggling, go to thesportsma.com. Again, thesportsma.com, the Sports Marketing Agency. They're here to help.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Detroit's downtown summer playground is back. Open all summer long, the Monroe Street Midway. Enjoy roller skating, free Wi-Fi, food trucks, art installations, and so much more. Don't forget to take advantage of the basketball court, putt-putt, and, of course, family programming all summer long. All art installations are done by Detroit artists, and it's a fun, safe event from people 1 to 100. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com.
What's going on, everybody? It's Spencer for the Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck. You know it, you've heard of it. It's the home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. Multiple different ways you can play. They've got $12 open unlimited play. We can stay there open until close, have a good time. They also have private lane reservation, $120, 10 to 12 people. You get your own lane. You can bring in any type of food you want. If you get thirsty, they have a $2 mystery beer vending machine. You put in $2, pops you out a good beer. No hassle, no fuss needed. If you know what you want or you want to make a decision, there are multiple fully loaded bars for you to choose from. So come on down, check them out in Hamtramck at the Foaling Warehouse, or visit them online at foalingwarehouse.com. Again, that is foalingwarehouse.com.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Neal Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren McCarty here in the house. T. Foss,
Neal,
Terry Foster.
I got
yes,
a
sir.
homework assignment for you.
Okay.
How busy are you the next 6 months?
Very busy.
Very busy, yeah.
Very busy. I want you to do an investigative piece. Find out what did Eastern Michigan give Ermanni Bates to get him to go to EMU.
You want some insight on it?
You got it?
And this I got this from not from the sources you would think I have. Ermanni Bates is at Eastern Michigan because it's the only school he could get into.
Wow.
His grades were that bad at Memphis.
Oh, wow.
Yeek.
That Eastern Michigan was the only school he could get into, and that's why he's there.
So
the investigation's done. There you go.
So is he not there because he wants to support the city? If he wanted to support the city, he would have gone to U of D.
No. That's
it?
My sources. That's what they have told
His
me.
sources are trustworthy, too.
Yeah.
I was told.
My sources. And it's not the people you would think it would be either. It's different people.
Okay. I didn't know who to think about.
Yeah, it's academics.
But I thought it's either that or he had to get paid to go there. If you got their reputation, why would you go to Michigan State? I mean, why would you go to Eastern Michigan?
I'm sure there's a bag on the back end of that, but I'm sure it's not as big as what we think it is because of what you...
Because limited options.
Limited options.
Through all this, man, through all this name, image, and likeness and all that kind of stuff, the rules of economics still apply. It's supply and demand. You know what I'm saying? And you're only as good as your options. And when your options are limited, your return is limited. That's just the way economics work. I'm not a big math guy, but I get supply and demand. You feel me, Terry?
I feel like Ermanni Bates, you couldn't get in the Saginaw Valley.
Well, I don't know that. I don't know that.
We're talking about Division I. Okay.
Yeah, that's why. That's my understanding of why he's there. So
right.
There you have that.
I feel you.
Mike G says Tuck needs to get to the National College Football Playoffs. His salary mandates it. And I've noticed Michigan fans have kind of used his salary as ammo now, which is kind of funny to me. Mark Royal says there are a ton of University of Michigan haters on Woodward Sports. Again, I'm not a hater. I've given you no opinion. I give you facts of what happened. And already, is it the same for Lincoln Riley at USC? Is it the same for Brian Kelly at LSU?
Yeah, I think so. I believe so. Definitely Lincoln Riley. Brian Kelly, my family.
Yeah, but DMAC, Brian Kelly's the 4th highest paid coach in college football, but he's the 3rd highest paid coach in the SEC.
You know what? You look at the different reasons. A lot of it too is trying to change. Mel Tucker wasn't coming here and giving that money to win a national championship as priority number 1. Yeah, I'm sure it's down on the list. It was to change the culture. It was to bring in this winning culture. So what are you getting paid for? You know what I'm saying? Eventually, you would think a guy like Brian Kelly being 4th highest paid with what he has at his disposal in LSU in that program that has won a national championship recently, they know how to get back there. It's going to do it his way. So the highest paid, it depends on what situation you're in. And then how good your team is. Over time, yeah, that's going to be looked at. Obviously, like a Lincoln Riley and stuff like this. But some of these guys are still going to get jobs. But what are they supposed to do there? I asked that question to Terry yesterday about USC. Are they like a legitimate? Do you look at USC as being a legitimate team? Because they haven't been good since Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart, all those days back in the day.
Since they cheated.
Are they going to get back? Got to get back to the glory there. So again, I think it's different programs. But to your point, you look at the boss. Look at Saban. Yeah, absolutely. Every year he's supposed to be add a new trophy to that trophy case.
Right, and don't worry too, because Harbaugh's day is coming with Michigan, where if they pop off, because I still contend this. And we're talking Michigan and Michigan State because college football starts this weekend. When we come back from the next break, I do have a critical Michigan question that's off the sheet. But we talked about it a little bit earlier in the week, but I want to go deeper into it because I think I'm right. And I think a lot of you snap judgment and we're wrong on it. But Mike G says LSU, Georgia are machines. The SEC is the big boy league. The Big Ten is junior varsity, and that's that. And Mike G's a Michigan fan, so it's
true. Anywhere else, any other league in the country, a head coach that wins a national championship and then is fired in 2 years, like Coach O was at LSU.
Think about that, man.
That would never happen in the Big Ten.
Certainly wouldn't happen at Michigan. You get a statue.
Yeah. A permanent statue. That thing would be made of gold.
All you got to do is be 2-8 in the Rose Bowl, and that's not Michigan hating. How is that hating?
That's facting.
Let me save you guys. Tell me what's not true about the fact that he was 2-8 in the Rose Bowl and has a statue.
They should be saying, why does Neal always have to bring up
things that happen?
The things that are true.
Thank you, D-Mac.
That we don't want to talk about.
Yeah, so it is. Man, the Ermanni Bates hate in the chat. I'm surprised by that, man. People turn their back on Ermanni Bates real quick once he didn't go to state, right?
If he wants to come back tomorrow, I'd let him
would not work. No.
But you want to win.
No, you should be happy Ermanni Bates didn't go to Michigan State. There would be a big brouhaha. There'd be a big fight between him and Tom Izzo. I don't think Ermanni Bates plays the way Tom Izzo wants a player to play.
He wouldn't be able to handle Izzo for sure.
Yeah, that would be a huge thing. So that's a blessing in disguise for Spartan fans that Ermanni Bates did not go to Michigan State.
He didn't get along with Penny Hardaway. Like, he's not going to get along with Tom Izzo.
Get along with Penny Hardaway.
Yeah, Penny Hardaway don't even get out of bed
all the time.
So
Remember Lil Penny?
Oh, Lil Penny was one of the best marketing things in the world.
No, he had Lil Penny and Rasheed Wallace.
Yeah.
And
they're partying after game.
For sure. Would not have gotten along with Izzo.
After every game, she probably pulled out a blunt. Let's go, fellas.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
In the YouTube chat thread, Craig Coates says, yes, Mike G, the Big Ten is JV. Go Blue says, I honestly think name, image, and likeness will even things out over time. And, I don't know.
It could.
I don't know. It's just you got to be in those waters, though, man. And the boat's already left the dock. Like, people are – Texas A&M wasn't dicking around, dude. Like
Dude,
they,
yeah, that's what I want.
They're like, oh, it's legal?
Guys,
let's go.
The Big Ten has an opportunity to take over college football.
They do.
Because they got all this money coming in.
They do.
Now, what are they going to do? Are they going to upgrade the bathrooms in the football stadiums?
No.
Or are they going to build some kick-ass stadiums, give their players condos, give their players prime rib for dinner, whatever they want?
Yeah.
So they can take this to the next level that Alabama can never reach.
Right. Mark Walston says your eyes call you a hater.
It's your tone. When they talk about your eyes, it's your tone.
Okay.
It's Michigan fans. If you don't love Michigan, you're a Michigan hater.
Yeah.
All I did was bring up what happened. You look it up. Can somebody verify that he was 2-8 in the Rose Bowl? Oh, Spencer just did. Okay. And there's a statue of him.
Yeah.
Are both things true? Terry, are those facts?
It's facts.
So I'm a hater.
No, here's the thing with Michigan people. If you don't spout their bullshit, you're a Michigan hater.
Mm-hmm.
If you say, Michigan is very good, you're a Michigan hater. You guys
They're
say
fine.
They're excellent. Every time they come out with some crap, you got to believe it. Every time.
They're fine.
Not
Like, they're fine.
90% of the time, Neal. Every time you got to buy their bullshit. If you don't, you're a Michigan hater.
I think he's close. I think he's pretty much. Yeah, you gotta have the pom poms. If it's not good enough to wear the shirt, it's not good enough to say you like them, right? You gotta have the pom poms and the sticker on the car.
Chuck says a question. The question is how far
Thank God
past
I'm Canadian and I use the OUR.
how far past Michigan does Michigan State have to go before Michigan embraces the NIL? I think that's the only way that they will wake up. And that's part of that. Now my part on Michigan that is opinion is that you have a lot of older folks that oversee the direction of everything that are rooted in the way they do things. And that's not
Neal,
we see that everywhere
Neal,
in companies
baby,
across the world.
Those aren't older folks. They're dead. They're so old, they're dead.
Here, to your point, right? Do you guys agree with me when I look at Michigan State and that facility that they're all in as far as NIL to whatever? When I look at Michigan, I'm still confused on what their commitment level is to the NIL.
And you're the average college football fan, right? You're the average college football, and that's an intriguing statement by you.
That's why, too, what was just said there is
Mr. Mack,
Michigan when they're forced, right?
Mr. Mack, you know who would agree with you?
Who?
Jim Harbaugh. I think Jim Harbaugh wants to take this to a different level.
Say that, right?
And the others are like, no, Jim. The block M is all you need.
See, I would love to see the attitude at Michigan and done the right way, because do we think that Michigan State, the wholesale mortgage and ISHPA and all that stuff is as a benefactor is great to have that, but I think that they've done it respectively well as far as how they've handled the NIL money, and you know what I mean? It's not like a party, and it doesn't seem like a party. It seems like they're structurally doing things with it. I would love to see Jim Harbaugh, somebody come out and say, well, Jim can do whatever he wants. And then, because to your point, Terry, I think his hands are tied right now when it comes to how much he wants to be involved.
Right. He wants to take it to the next level and is not allowed to. Now, Michigan has the ultimate trump card, Stephen Ross. If they want it, they can say, Mr. Ross, I know you want Michigan to win. Do whatever you want to do. That's what State is saying with Matt Ishbia.
Right.
Pay the players, buy arenas, do whatever you want to do. Stephen Ross makes Matt Ishbia look like a chump,
right.
A quarter guy.
They got the wrong Ross. They should get Rick Ross.
Rick Ross. Yeah, he'll take it to another level.
Where you at?
Neal.
Like Central should give Rick Ross a degree and just say, do what you want to do.
Real quickly before I go to break, Spencer has put that up there. He was 2-8 in the Rose Bowl. The caption, despite Schembechler's success in the regular season, he was less successful in bowl games. That's a fair statement. His overall record was 5-12 in bowl games, which includes 2-8 in the Rose Bowl.
True. But, Neal, do you know what the Michigan fans always said? Yeah, but all those were road games for Bo. Those are home games for the Pac-10. What chance did he have? You know who won Rose Bowls? Michigan State did. Ohio State did. Wisconsin did.
TCU has.
Right. TCU just rolled in
with
and
cool
won.
chrome helmets.
Right.
How dope was that, too? And when Oregon was there, when they had the sun setting over the mountain off the helmet, that was pretty sweet. Cintron, pretty sweet energy drink. It's also the official energy drink of the Red Wings. They've combined all 3 of their delicious flavors into a limited edition 6-pack sampler box. You can try Cintron's great tasting cranberry, classic, and sugar-free, all in one Red Wings themed package. Pre-order your Cintron 6-pack sampler box today at cintronworld.com/Red Wings. Get energized with Cintron and let's go Red Wings.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer, Academy of Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new field house. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, learning street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Holton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
Neal Ruhl here for the Monroe Street Midway, brought to you by Bedrock Detroit. All summer long, it's popping. You still got time to get down there. They have basketball, roller skating, mini golf, art, live music, food trucks, and more. A fun, safe environment for everybody ages 1 to 100. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com for more information. The Monroe Street Midway, brought to you by Bedrock Detroit. Pulling up on the second hour of the show, Neal Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, T-Balls, Terry Foster, Spencer Raxter, fish in for Sam Flannel. Final hour of the show here, pushing you in to a Labor Day weekend. We appreciate y'all tapping in to it. And I have this question, and this was something we touched on earlier, as we're talking a lot of Michigan State today, because they kick off Michigan State tonight against Western, 21.5-point favorite. The hook, it keeps bouncing back and forth from hooked to not hooked. I don't think it'll make a difference, so I think Tim Lester's getting fired this year. But I digress. Here's my question. MPWMU, Tim Lester coming, to the unemployment office. That's where he's going to be coming. But I do want to talk about this with Michigan. And you guys push back. Everybody push back on this on me. Certainly in the YouTube chat thread. As we kind of turn the focus to Michigan a little bit, what's the ceiling for this Michigan team? Because I say what they are as a team is different than what their ceiling is. Because obviously you lose 3 of the first 45 picks of the NFL draft off your defense, you're not going to be as good. That's just, we saw that with Pitt yesterday. You're not going to be as good. However, guys, I think as long as Michigan runs the table, they can lose to Ohio State, and they're still going to get in the playoff because they're Michigan. Because they're Michigan.
Well, when you say that, it depends on who are the other one-loss teams. But if in all reality, Neal, with the way that their schedule is set up, if they beat State, if that's their one loss is to Ohio State, they're in the best position possible to sort of have that safety net. Right? The safety net of still being in the conversation. Most teams in college football, you lose one game, it's gone, right? But I think for everything, because of what they did last year, because, the fact of, and to your point, Neal, it depends on how they lose to Ohio State.
Well, and it's contingent, too, on Ohio State winning.
It's got to be is it a competitive game and stuff like this? If it's a blowout, which I don't think it is, I think Michigan, what'll be interesting is if Harbaugh's playing pays off and works out with this double quarterback, but figures out a way to do it, and they do end up winning, well, they do have a lot of experience. I think one guy that they're not talking about and will be interested to see, and I'm glad for this person, got a few games sort of get into it, is Ronnie Bell. You know, anybody remember like how good he was before he got hurt last year and missed most of the season? So he's going to really spark that offense. He's going to help out whatever quarterback that is. So to your point, Neal, yes, everything for what Michigan did, but that's why it's so important. Last year was important because they did beat Ohio State, make that noise. So if they look like the team, and so offensively, you'd expect them to be better. Right? We know that
Donovan Edwards is a star. He's a star.
But that's what I'm saying. So as the defense sort of carried them, right? The defense sort of, like, how are they? You have to look at who are their big games. Their two big games on the schedule, right? We're going to say are Michigan State, because they got to figure out a way to beat them, and Ohio State. So if they can come up and play, get the defense acclimated to the new stars in, because they to your point, they have enough offense to compete with other teams, right? You mentioned Donovan Edwards, Ronnie Bell's back there. So, I think you're dead on. And as long as it's not like Ohio State beating them 44-10.
Right.
Right.
I'm saying you lose on it's a one-possession game. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
It's a one-possession game you lose on the road.
I have to ask Mr. Guru a question before I make this next statement. Is Penn State a good football team?
No.
Okay. The Michigan has a 2-game schedule.
Right. 100%.
Yeah. Michigan State and Ohio State.
Yeah. Terry, they have 4 road games this year.
Guy saw it
they have 4 road games. At Iowa, at Indiana, at Rutgers, and of course at Ohio State,
and
which they can lose the Ohio State game.
They got the big house.
Right.
Everybody, Northwestern.
No, I understand why.
Yeah, Northwestern used to give up its home games to go play at Michigan because they knew they'd get more money.
And they get a bigger chunk of the gate. And look, I'm not hating on it. Like, I know a lot of people do, and it's Michigan soft. Both things can be true. It is a soft schedule, but why would you play a hard schedule? Why? You're going to bank because
it makes no difference.
You have all these home games. 4 road games a year. I get why they're doing it, and I don't hate on it. Play the ball as it lies, right, D-Mac?
That's not your fault. You can only do what's put in front of you.
Yeah.
And to me, that's
what they allow you to do.
Or what they allow you to do. Exactly. And if it's lift, clean, and place, D-Mac, it's lift, clean, and place. And you can do that with your schedule, and away you go. Jack Harrington, our YouTube chat thread. No way, Neal. Come on. T-Foss, can you entertain my theory there, or no? Am I crazy?
If Michigan only loses to Ohio State, they'll go to,
one possession game.
Okay. There's one other team you have to throw in there. Do they lose to Michigan State?
No, one loss. Ohio State's their only loss. Yep.
Yeah, okay. He was saying
they're going
banking that they beat Michigan State.
They're going to the playoff. And Brandon.
They'll go.
Brandon Katz says that the Michigan brand isn't what it used to be. This isn't the 80s. Michigan isn't a strong national brand anymore. Zero chance they get in if they lost to Ohio State. Brandon, this whole $7 billion network deal that they did, you know what that was largely based off of? The fact that Michigan-Ohio State ratings were off the chart last year. Highest rated college football game of the season.
Bam.
That's why. Like, the brand's as strong as it's ever been, which I know is hard for a lot of people to wrap their head around. It was hard for me to wrap my head around it for a long time.
Yeah.
But there's no emotion to business.
You got to add one more thing. The brand is as strong as it's ever been. The product is not. They're two different things.
Yeah.
Like that block, when I talk about that block M is a powerful thing.
The Michigan brand will never lose strength. Their donors, it'll never be any lower than what it is. It's always one of the biggest brands in college football, in college sports, is the block M. You see it
100%. But Terry, like your point there, the brand's as strong as it's ever been, then the product doesn't matter.
It's true.
The brand supersedes the product. That's business 101, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, at the end of the day, we're talking about things that really at the top of the University of Michigan. It's just fun. It's like it might as well be fantasy football, and you're not paying any money for it. Because what would be interesting, right, with all the power and how productive and strength that the Block M has, is that the football team, use that same business acumen in putting money into the team.
Yeah.
And then we saw we saw that on the field too. Because if they are a perennial, if Michigan is a perennial playoff team in college football, that's what they're banking on. How much better are they? But you know what? You know what I compare them to, Neal? If I was going to compare them to anybody, if they spent that money but sitting at the top with as strong as that brand is, they're Guardian Alarm. Up there, they got it on lockdown, bro. They got it on lockdown. That Block M, right? And you have to separate it from the team. But Guardian Alarm, and you know summertime is here, and that means spending more time outside. So let Guardian Alarm give you peace of mind while you're out enjoying the sunshine. Just give them a call, 1-800.
Stay out.
That's 1-800.
Stay out.
And you can rest easy knowing that 24/7 protection is there. Guardian Alarm has your back. The local security experts, give them a call, 1-800.
Stay out. Stay out, Jim Harbaugh. You suck.
There you go. Give Guardian Alarm a call today. Let them know Big D Energy, we sent you.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you want to know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You can get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Happy Friday, Ribbit, Big Frog here. Get a free Woodward Sports t-shirt. That's right, a free Woodward Sports t-shirt all month long. Yes, month of September at Big Frog in Novi. Just stop in, let them know we sent you. They'll print you one out right on the spot. So get to Big Frog Novi today. Get your free t-shirt or visit them online, bigfrog.com/Novi.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, Terry Foster here in the building. Fish in for Sam Flannel. Spencer Raxter, my guy, is here as well. YouTube chat thread. We're talking. I think Michigan gets in the playoff if they lose to Ohio State. Like in a one, don't give up a 62 burger or anything like that. But if you lose a close game, Michigan will get in. And Brandon says Michigan's a big TV market, but they don't have a strong national brand. Brandon, how many times we got to go over this? Rutgers is a big TV market. They don't have a strong national brand. They're the ones that enable the $7 billion television deal. I don't know how many times we got to do this, guys. How many times I got to break this down? Am I confusing? Is it a tone thing, D-Mac?
No, you're talking to somebody who doesn't have ears, bro. Listen. Why are you beating it? See, you got to realize.
Matter.
I know you said it a million times, and when they come back with the same thing, they obviously don't have ears. They can't hear what you're saying. But maybe
it's me. Maybe I'm doing a bad job.
You're doing a wonderful job. Here's what's going on. The people who are saying this are people who don't travel. They don't go to Mississippi or California or Arizona. They don't know.
Florida.
They see.
You see the Block M and SEC right in the heart of SEC territory all the time.
All they know is Michigan gets their asses kicked if they play Alabama or Georgia. So they assume, well, the national brand is not there. It is. That Block M is all over the place.
And you know what? I would even say that comes second to how many homes the Big Ten Network's in. That's what drives it. You know, like that.
You know, as far as you brought to the attention when you went, you said a long time ago, you went, hey, Rutgers, like all that, they're not very good. Oh, no, bro, they are. They're the most valuable in there. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And then you
there's 9 million people that pay a cable bill of some sort.
The New York market and the bag, right? So a lot of times I think, guys, you just got to realize that on the field and off the field, right, the university stuff and then the football stuff or the basketball, it's totally different. It's a different world. But that's why, because of the people. Add up the people, follow the money.
And here, I'll put my money where my mouth is with this one. I'll give you guys another example.
Oh.
There are a lot of restaurants that a lot of people go to often. I won't mention them by name in case they become show sponsors. But it's awful. Their food's awful. Everything's awful. But people go all the time. Spence, am I right?
Yeah, you're definitely right.
And we know some of the restaurants I'm talking about here. Awful. But people go to them all the time. And I'll just leave it at that.
How do you not?
Talk to Jimmy, our guy in sales here, by the way. If you're a restaurant out there that wants to advertise.
Good plug.
See? But I won't name names. Yeah. But I won't name names.
I kind of want to name a name.
Alex
Chili sucks.
What's that?
Chili sucks.
Welcome to Chili's.
There's another restaurant. All you got to go is boing. That food is awful too. But that drive-through's out the line, out into the street.
There you go. I mean, it's out there all the time. Alex Haggerty says if Michigan loses to Ohio State, then State would have lost 2 games for Michigan to make the playoff. There's no way in hell U of M and Ohio State both make it in. You ready to make that claim, Spence?
Oh, yeah.
You guaranteeing a victory over one of them?
No. Over Michigan or Ohio State this year?
Yeah.
No. I don't think we're going to win either of those games.
Wow.
Is he scared, Terry?
He's scared.
I'm reasonable. I'm looking at the team. I'm not.
I'm sorry. Spence, you're my guy. I'm sorry.
No.
D-Mac, sometimes you just can't resist.
That was like, you can play with him.
Do I want them?
He can handle it.
I can't.
No, that was fine. He knew you were joking.
Do I want them to win both of those games? Yes, absolutely.
Listen,
but
I know exactly where
I
you're
think
coming
we're a
from.
worse team.
You're big picture, Spence. You ain't gonna let anything knock you off this trip. You're out in the ocean. You still got land in about 8 months.
Spencer is in the ocean, but he's a baby seal.
He's on the boat, man.
Ready
he's on the
to
boat.
be eaten up by that shark.
He was part of Columbus's crew.
Yeah.
He's making that voyage to the new world. The land is not, the world is not flat. It is round.
Right.
It is round.
Maybe I am doing a bad job of explaining it. MPWMU says, I live in the north suburbs of Chicago. Nobody gives a ish about college football. It's a Bears 24/7. How many cable subscribers are there in Chicago? A lot, T-Foss?
There's a couple.
They're all paying for the Big Ten network, even if they don't like sports.
Right.
That's the only thing that matters. And Jake Wegener says that their brand is stronger than their recruiting woes. That's what you're missing, Brandon. People that make them a big brand never set foot on a football field. And the Big Ten network revenue is bigger than all of it because it's on in all these cities. That's why you see the laid out plan of attack, guys. That's what it comes back to. They can't beat the SEC on the field, but they're beating them in the boardroom. They are. And they're doing it in a very easy-to-figure-out way. You just go to the biggest cities, Terry, the biggest markets. While SEC is better at football, I would say better at basketball over the course of the last 2 decades. Check the national championships that are won. Multiple teams have won them out of the SEC. If you go back through it all, T-Foss, it doesn't matter because they don't have the TV markets to capitalize.
That's true. But if the Big Ten is strategic enough, they can surpass the SEC because of all the money that they're getting.
But you gotta work with it.
Right.
You gotta work with it.
The extra money. Yeah. Don't build another women's bathroom in the stadium. Build some toys for the players. Build some toys that the players are gonna want to come to your school. That's going to be the difference right there.
Sure. There you have it, man. It is. It's pretty simple. Which leads me to the next question as we talk Michigan State. College football is here. It's rolling. Michigan State, Western Michigan tonight. I do want to talk about the Donovan Mitchell trade for a minute, though. Let's do that right now, real quick. And then when we come back, I have a question for Michigan and Michigan State fans. Spence, you're the resident NBA guy. I did want to get your take on the Donovan Mitchell trade.
Yeah, it's... Honestly, it sucks. We got to play the Bulls, the Bucks, and the Cavs 4 times a year each, and they are tough. And that Mitchell and Mobley combination is going to be great as long as they keep them together. They have a defensive stalwart in Jared Allen. They've got a great defensive and facilitating guard in Darius Garland. I think the Cavs are going to be the number 3 seed in the East next year.
So he's bullish. They gave up a lot.
But Not really. Like, picks-wise, capital-wise, yeah. Colin Sexton was already out the door.
Yeah, he was already out the door.
Lauri Markkanen, I like him, but he's not a world beater. You know, he's a good piece to have, but nothing crazy. The 3 number 1 picks and the 2 pick swaps, that's a lot. But, man, I think they established themselves as one of the best teams in the East, and they're going to stay there as long as they have Mitchell and Mobley together.
This comes from my buddy Patrick. They gave up 5 unprotected picks, 2 rotational players to downgrade a little bit, worse undersized shooting guard. Danny Ainge might be on the verge of GMs to stop taking calls from. As bad as he is at finishing a team, he's incredible at teardown and buildups. The Knicks might be better off that they didn't get him.
The Knicks offered, I guess, Obi Toppin, R.J. Barrett, and Mitch Robinson with I think it was 3 first-round picks, and they said no because R.J. Barrett and Mitch Robinson just got paid, so the Jazz would be locked into those 2 guys for a long time. So they took, Danny Ainge is disgusting. He's the reverse of F them picks. Like, he's give me them picks.
Well, T-Foss, this is where, for me, I believe this, and I don't have inside sources. This is just my gut. Remember when we asked the question, is Troy Weaver up to something? The word on the street was the Knicks were going to throw in 2 expiring contracts, which they don't. What team has a couple of expiring contracts through a third team? That was the word from the insiders.
Don't we have
from the Knicks? We got all the Knicks expiring contracts. That's the thing that disappoints me about it, T-Foss. Like, they gave up a lot for Donovan Mitchell. It's just that I have a feeling, again, just a Bunyan feeling, I guess, that Troy Weaver, the Kemba Walker thing like we talked about, they have expiring contracts to give. Them doing the trade with Cleveland kind of took the Pistons out of the mix, I think, to get assets.
Yeah, and maybe Troy Weaver is after Donovan Mitchell. Who knows? Like I always say, he's always 2 steps ahead, so he's got some pieces. Or maybe he's got another superstar on his list.
I agree, though. It makes the Cavs a lot much better. You know,
they're a problem.
I mean, they will be, but again, you know what? I also look at it too. They're going to make you earn it, and they're going to make you better. But we had to play tough teams to get through too. You know, to be champions and stuff like this. So, yeah, I mean, if you're a Pistons fan, it sort of stinks. But it's also too is that you know what you're up against.
Right.
It also kind of forces Troy Weaver's hand, and like he's got to go out and get somebody next summer.
Right. It's chess moves, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Cleveland made this big move. What's Troy going to do? It's almost like, okay, before we're even going into the season, Cleveland makes their big move. Now I know with time, you know, I got a little bit more time to figure out in the next year how am I going to make that chess move back, right? It's a long game.
Right, but in this, D-Mac, and T-Foss, I'm curious to get your take on this too. If you boil it all down, this is where I love what Troy Weaver's doing, and there's a lot of Iserman to it. He could have been on both sides. He could have been in the Donovan Mitchell thing. Mm-hmm. He could have been a facilitator for the Donovan Mitchell to flip those expiring contracts to assets. I mean, there was a bunch of stuff that Troy Weaver could do, man.
Isn't it? Don't you get the vibe that he's in the middle of all these conversations?
I do get that feeling.
Don't you think too? He might be in there without the intention of, unless it's the perfect storm. But he can maybe spread it around, make guys pay a little bit more to what he's going to offer because he's got, you know, it's like the war chest that Stevie does. He goes, oh, let me open this up. Oh wow, nice Tepler goal.
You think he's in the mix?
I think he forced Cleveland's hand.
That's what I'm saying.
Cleveland knows, and when this current cycle of teams are done and they're getting old, the team they got to worry about is the Pistons.
Yeah.
So now they're like, okay, we got to stay ahead of them. So we're bringing in Donovan Mitchell, and we don't care about the draft picks because we got to make our run. Our window is going to be short, so we got to do it. We got to go for it, and we got to stave off the Pistons.
Did Cleveland fall for the forbidden fruit a little bit? Like this, did they say this was going to be our only opportunity to get a star? Price be damned. Just your initial
Did Cleveland
thought.
fall for the banana in the tailpipe?
But you got to do what you have to do. Cleveland's not going to get any superstars.
Right.
They got LeBron James because he grew up in Akron. That's the only reason.
And look, Patty Grimes says Cleveland gave up too much, and that's my initial thought too. But I always pause when I say that because they got the best player.
Yes.
Right.
And Colin Sexton was out anyways.
Did they overpay or?
Possibly. But they did get the best player.
But you always have to overpay.
Right. No, I understand that. You brought up the greatest point. No one's going to Cleveland. No one's signing in Cleveland.
To be a champion, you have to overpay.
I agree.
And you see what Atlanta gave up for DeJounte Murray, like what they gave up for Donovan Mitchell, who I think is a better player than DeJounte Murray. Maybe not defensively, but all around a better player. It's pretty even, I would say, for what Atlanta gave up.
If you extrapolate it, I would give you on that. It's just, the price tag was kind of eye-popping.
Yes.
And I was going to ask you this question. I know we're up against a break, but Spence, would you be comfortable with the Pistons in those waters?
Yes.
So you would have gave that up?
Yes. If we're going after a solidified all-star, a guy that can be, lead this team next to Cade Cunningham, if we got to give up Sadiq Bey, and,
Sadiq Bey,
picks.
3 first-rounders.
Yes.
And a couple of rotational guys.
Yes. 100%.
You would do that. And 2 pick swaps.
Yes.
Okay. YouTube chat. Can you YouTube chat pull it for me?
For sure.
Before we go to the break. Would you guys have been comfortable? I'm not going to spend a ton of time on it, obviously. But I want to get the temperature of the room, because when we had the Donovan Mitchell discussion before, DMAC, there was a lot of pushback. Yeah. People weren't interested.
I think it's again, if you're what you're willing to pay, and I think as more too. Here's the difference: we're seeing more of what this Pistons team is becoming, and then how the reality of with this piece, where would it fit in? And I think you having Jaden Ivey and everything like that, it would work. So to Spencer's case, I got to tend to agree.
See, this could all be nipped in the bud if not for Stan Van Gundy.
Yes.
Because.
There's Terry bringing in the truth again.
But,
there's the Neal of Michigan.
we got to thank Stan Van Gundy, because it's like a reaction of events that led to Cade Cunningham. Like, if you take out Stan Van Gundy, maybe we don't have Cade Cunningham.
It's like Back to the Future.
Yeah, butterfly effect.
If he never came here, Cade would be disappearing from the draft night.
Don't kiss your mom, Marty. Don't kiss your mom.
Cade would be disappearing from the draft night. His hand would go away first, and then his arm.
Slowly.
And then he'd be laying on the ground going, Stan, go to Detroit.
Build a fucking wall.
Help me.
Oh, my gosh. That was pretty funny, man. Let me tell you about Big Boy. Limited time only. All new burgers. All new loaded fries. All at Big Boy. It's not a Slim Jim. It's the Big Jim. The chili cheese is quite the tease. Guess what else is new? The bacon blue. How about upgrading those fries? Chili cheese fries? Baked potato fries?
I love chili cheese fries.
Nacho fries. Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
Wow.
Burgers, fries.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
Back on and popping, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Terry Foster, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel out today. We got Fish in. We have...
Good afternoon, everybody.
Hey, good afternoon. We have
Fish.
Yeah? Okay.
Red light. Okay.
Yeah.
We have Spencer Raxter in the building as well. And, just real quick, we're not going to spend a ton of time on it. We asked the question, would you guys be comfortable with the Pistons giving up that haul for a Donovan Mitchell-type player? 68% of the people say no. So, D-Mac, I go to you. And I know it's inherently flawed, but I like to relate the material. Would you be comfortable with the Red Wings and Steve Yzerman, what he's proven to be able to do in a draft? Would you be comfortable with giving up Lucas Raymond?
See, this is right there. You start with a question, right? That
3 first-round picks.
You already know the answer to, right? Because the person making the decisions. And I think a lot of the same way when it comes to Troy Weaver as number 2, we feel that way. I think Steve Yzerman's number 1. But whatever he decided to do, no matter who he got rid of, if it was Dylan Larkin, if it was Mo Sider, if it was this and he was making a trade, yeah, it might be, wait, what? But it's the hashtag Wiser plan for the bigger thing. If you're trying to compare of, like, who would Donovan Mitchell be coming to this team? And if it meant them for the term to either build in, it's Donovan Mitchell, you're Brendan Shanahan, right? Making that deal that we did back with Hartford where you had to give up the Keith Primo and the Paul Coffey. Paul Coffey coming off the Norris Trophy year, the year before. Keith Primo, perennial first rounder, 2 guys that had, Coffey's a Stanley Cup champion, whatever like this. Keith Primo had a great career too. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to give to get.
Do you remember what people said about that deal back then? Bad deal.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I remember that. Deal.
Well, that was a bad deal coming out of the locker room.
No, it wasn't. I'm just saying.
Because what he was going to add.
No, here, let me educate.
But what I'm saying, here's to the point, is if he's adding something that also, too, not only on the court, on the ice, but off, because the things that Shanny did, with his stats, but as you saw in the Unrivaled documentary, way more in the leadership and stuff like this of what he gave to a lot of the rest of us, too.
Let me educate the young people of Detroit. At some point, you've got to make a bad deal. See, when the Lions or the Tigers, or maybe the Tigers, when they make a deal, when they make the Stafford deal, it was a good deal. And technically, it was a bad deal for L.A. But guess what the Rams got? A Super Bowl ring.
Right.
And the Lions have gotten nothing so far. Now, at some point when you become a very good team, you need a piece. You will give up a king's ransom and draft picks for that piece. Technically, it's a bad deal. But theoretically, it's a good deal because it's giving you exactly what you want. So when you become good, you make bad deals to get the right deal to make you a championship caliber team.
The final step or whatever.
Right.
I mean, Cleveland, this isn't the final step.
Is ugly sometimes, but the final piece has to be made.
Right. And it's one of those things for me, like when you make a Red Wings equation to it, Cleveland's keeping Mobley.
Yeah.
So they're keeping their Sider, their Mo Sider. I think that's a fair
comparison.
They're
Lucas Raymond.
Right.
They're keeping them both.
Right. So it's actually a build for them. So when you're building and it's going to get you to the next level, like even when you're talking hypothetically 3 firsters and a Sadiq Bey, well, you're going to have to give somebody away to get something, and you're not giving away your Ivies or your Kates. So it's a lot along the same line, and you got to give to get. So
like we
fans
said,
don't want to give up anything though.
Yeah.
I back in the day had to deal with this all the time. Everybody in Detroit wanted to trade Lindsey Hunter and Terry Mills for David Robinson in his prime. There's no way
I remember those days
hell you're going to get that deal.
That's a fair deal. Oh, we'll give him a first-round pick too, Terry.
Oh, okay, good.
For a 55 win a year team.
Yeah. Okay, whatever you say.
And I've talked about this, and I missed who said it in the YouTube chat thread. This because initially I say no. If I'm a Cleveland fan, I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. But Spence is like, Spence will snap your hand off, shaking your hand on that deal. And initially I say no, but I keep coming around to it. And somebody in the YouTube chat thread, I think, said it best. Look at all the trades that happen in sports, certainly recently, that involve top-level all-star players. The team getting the player always wins.
Always wins. Always. Because you're giving up so much to, like Terry said, you're bringing in that last piece to try to push you over the top. So you're going to have to give up a lot. And this trade is like the Pistons, like we said, giving up Sadiq Bey, Marvin Bagley, and 3 first-round picks. So you still got Cade, you still got Ivy, you still got Darren, you still got Beef Stew.
And you're still snapping the hand off.
Yes, 100%.
Let's YouTube chat poll that one real quick. 68% of the people say no, you wouldn't be comfortable with that. Spell it out for them.
Yeah.
3 first-rounders, Bagley and Bay for Donovan Mitchell. You still get to keep Cade, obviously. You're still keeping Jaden Ivey. Although I would think, the Ivey thing comes less into play all of a sudden when you got those two guys in your backcourt. Because Spence is doing it. And he can't email the league quick enough to say that that's a done deal. And I'm just curious again.
Spence, if you're good, those first-round picks, a lot of them are not even going to stick.
Yep.
Because you're going to be picking 16, 17, 18. You might get yourself a number 9 man. Who the hell cares if you're bringing in a superstar?
I'll answer this one for you, Terry. Patty Grimes says, Terry, how did the Pat Swilling trade work out? I always contend this. Patty, here's the deal with that. The Lions traded for Pat Swilling, which was that style move. They thought they were finishing off. They thought that this was going to take them next level. But then Pat Swilling, who was one of the best quarterback rushers in the league, pursuers, gets here, and then he's asked to cover running backs out of the flat in defenses, and the running defenses that is not what he did in New Orleans.
Right.
And he's in pass coverage and things like that.
That deal may have worked if they didn't have nincompoops as coaches.
Bingo.
They brought Pat Swilling knew how to do one thing.
Get the quarterback.
Bring him down.
And then they put him in pass coverage.
They put him in zone coverage. That's not his fault.
Covering running backs coming out of the flat.
Oh, I had some great conversations with him about that.
Give me your best one.
He was pissed. Pat Swilling, a few games to his Lions career, obviously we asked him, what's up, man? No sacks. And he's just sitting there fuming. He said, man, Pat Swilling doesn't cover for running backs. Pat Swilling goes after quarterbacks, and Pat Swilling kills quarterbacks. That's what I do.
Third person that love it.
Yeah, he was Mr. Third person.
In front of the guy with the pen or the computer, and you're throwing it out third person, and
in front of the guy that makes fun of athletes who refer to themselves in the third person.
That's how mad he is. That's how you know when the disregard's off, that he's telling it right from his gut.
But he was so pissed because he wanted to come out here and he wanted to show out. He did it in New Orleans. He wanted to come up here because everybody has the stigma. Well, with the Lions, you can't be what you want to be.
Right.
And they proved it. And it was the exact same thing with Pat Swilling. That's because the Lions are so stupid, they told him to do something that he doesn't do.
And Pat Swilling was the one that got beat up because of it.
Right.
And reputation and the media, all that kind of stuff.
I defended Pat Swilling.
As you should have. D-Mac, you ever talk about yourself in the third person?
Oh, yeah.
Did you really? Give me an example.
No. I do that when I'm messing around. But every now and then I'll throw a D-Macker. Or Darren. Darren will. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, who do you want to be, Darren or D-Mac?
No, there's two different people, Terry. You're talking to two different people. They are two different persons, right? So
that's what Magic used to say. There's Magic Johnson and there's Irvin Johnson.
Yeah, no, Darren. We'd like to say that Darren drives the boat a little bit more than D-Mac does these days, but D-Mac's always in there.
Okay.
Yeah, but I like to be called D-Mac.
Who's in charge? Darren?
Some days. Yeah, well, Darren, more so these days, Terry.
D-Mac almost came out today.
You've been around me enough over 30 years.
Yeah, D-Mac almost came out pre-show.
came out today.
D-Mac is in here, yeah. These PSA, before I get to this read. This chair issue, guys, it needs to be solved by this weekend. Because and for all you at home, yes, it's still falling down. I'm not worried about that. I got a stool, stuff like this. But now the arms are ripping, stuff's falling apart.
Yeah.
I mean, enough's enough. That's all I got to say. Because the alternative is, I don't know. I'm not going to stand here.
You'll talk about yourself in the third person.
D-Mac. Darren recommends that powers that be at Woodward Sports listen to D-Mac. Because Darren can't control D-Mac when it comes to this one.
So what you're saying
I just like 3D'd it right there.
So what you're saying is on Tuesday, if those are not fixed, there's going to be hell, right?
Fish, you just said it. I didn't think I needed to because you did, but I think you pretty much wrote out exactly what I was going to say.
Real quick, D-Mac, does this reinforce Terry's opinion? The Watcher says, I get off Lucas Raymond and a first-round pick for Kel McCarr.
Oh, dude. Yes, 100 million. Like, what are you talking about? That's like the new Nicholas from Bobby Orr or whatever like that. You're not going to, you know what it would cost you? It would cost you Mo Sider, Lucas Raymond, or if you want to keep Sider, seriously, it would cost you Raymond, Bertuzzi, Larkin. You can't.
3 firsts.
You don't need it, though, because you got your own. And now you got Edvidson coming up, so the two of them, like, you got the closest thing to McCarr. He's the real deal. But if you could get McCarr for Raymond in a first rounder, oh my God, that's like so.
So that proves Terry's point. Is that an equivalent Lindsey Hunter, Terry Mills for Shaq offer? Is it in the neighborhood?
They
live in the same
They never want to give up.
Tim Duncan?
They never want to give up enough to get a superstar.
You would have had to give away the whole Pistons team.
Or here's what the fans in Detroit say: I hate so and so player. Let's trade him for LeBron James in his prime. I'm like, okay, it doesn't quite work that way.
Oh man, I like it. I've been like that today. I've been giving in and getting the cheap laugh and stuff like that.
Rick has it down. Darren tells D-Mac to get the tables. Exactly, just like Bubba and
3D.
Devon back in the day. You know it. You know it. Anyways, guys, guess what? If you haven't enrolled, you still can. You know, I tell you about it all the time. The Academy of Warren, a brand new state-of-the-art sports dome. Field house has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. Also be used for 7-on-7 football. Yes, kindergarten to 8th grade features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes. Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, and athletics. So, get over to the Academy of Warren today or visit them online, academyofwarren.net.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risk, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Coming down the stretch, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, getting ready to rock for the Labor Day weekend. The guy 0-1, that poll is comical. In the poll right now, would you do Bay Bagley and 3 first-rounders for Donovan Mitchell? 70% of the people say no. 30% say yes. You got to give up something.
But you know what I like, though, is that means they like, going into this Pistons season, they like what Troy Weaver's put together with this team.
Right.
Right? So, because we're not usually, to Terry's point about get rid of this guy, like this. It shows you that people see what Troy Weaver's doing, and Terry says that he's 2 moves ahead. Some of the best in the best. Like I said, to me, he operates just under Steve Yzerman.
What about this one, Terry? Brandon on the YouTube chat thread. Danny Ainge never won ish in Boston without 3 Hall of Famers. He's a good GM, but he's not great. How did he get the 3 Hall of Famers?
Signed him, trade for him.
So he did the GM job.
Yeah, he did the GM job. It's sort of like
he didn't inherit them.
No.
Oh, okay.
And he built the team they have now.
They didn't just drop from the heaven into Boston.
No, they didn't.
That sounds like the state people or anti-state people say, well,
Brandon almost
Michigan State wouldn't have beat Michigan if it wasn't for
the rain.
Kenneth Walker. Well, he was on the team.
Brandon also said Mobley doesn't have the same potential as Darius Garland. Mobley is nothing compared to Garland.
Again,
stop.
He has some good takes. He does.
That's not a good take.
That one's not one of them.
That is not a good one.
But he's welcome in the YouTube chat thread, just like I welcome everybody in the YouTube chat.
He does.
So, hey, let's not beat up
That's
the guy
good
too
because
bad.
someone else on the network does not. So there you go.
I'm not like that, Fish.
Oh no, and I like that.
I just want everybody to be happy and to be heard.
I like that.
Unless it doesn't fit my narrative. No, I'm kidding. I'm not
that's
like
America.
that. Real quick, as we get ready to go into the college football season tonight, as far as the Big Ten is concerned already, Nebraska 0-1, Purdue 0-1. Real quick, 30,000 foot, D-Mac, if you want to start. I mean, Big Ten. What do you see? What do you see this year for the Big Ten? Is it Ohio State's playground, like everybody's saying? It seems too easy.
I'm waiting to see. Well, no, waiting to see. I think there's one of the things that we haven't seen in a while, but Ryan Day with a chip on his shoulder out of Ohio State. So I want to see if he should be pissed this year. You haven't given him a reason in past years, it seems, to get fired up, but losing to Michigan this year, and I'm thinking that I'll see that if Ryan Day is the coach that I believe that he is, if Ohio State's the program that I believe. So, but again, I'm interested to see Michigan, how, like, Harbaugh's got a plan. Whether I agree with it or not, or he should pick a starter, that doesn't matter. I'm eager to see his plan play out because he is the guy making the decisions there, and it's under his watch, and this is what he's decided. We have to at least give him the benefit of the doubt until we see something. So I think the way Michigan's schedule is set up, right, it's set up for success because hopefully these first 6 games, whatever way they can wheel and deal, right, we've mentioned it all the time. And then State, it's a build. What do I look from State? Can somebody knock a pass down in the secondary? Are they going to get trucked in the secondary like they did last year to be in the worst secondary? I don't believe so. Do I see that continuation coming building? So that's sort of how I view it. Everybody else is going to do what they originally do. To me, it's Ohio State for the taking, but they can be beat because there's a few dogs out there that are going to challenge them.
And for me, Terry, I think I got to be consistent, right? Like if I want to sit there and mock Jim Harbaugh and mock what Michigan has been doing and stuff like that, it's time now. Right? Ryan Day's got the schedule, he's got everything lined up, he's got the talent, all that stuff. It's time for Ryan Day. I think I don't want to say he's on the hot seat. Obviously, he's not on the hot seat per se yet. But it's time for him to show us a little bit.
It's a Ryan Day. Yes, it is.
Is that fair or no?
No, you're always on the hot seat, Ohio State. I think Ohio State is the class of the Big Ten, but Michigan and Michigan State have a puncher's chance of beating them.
Amen.
And so they got to stay on their...
Which I agree with you. It's just, I think the time is now for Ryan Day to make a move. And when I say make a move, get to the college, win the Big Ten, get to the college football playoff, do all that stuff that we always celebrate Ohio State for over everybody else in the Big Ten.
And if he doesn't do that, then a place like Ohio State, you could be on the hot seat. Here, you wouldn't be.
Right.
Because there's different expectations at Ohio State than there is at Michigan or Michigan State.
Yeah, so I mean, it is that. And Spence, I got to get your take because you're a Michigan State fan. Now, I want to say you're apologist. You're a realist about it.
Yeah.
Is it time for Ohio State and Ryan Day to show us?
Yes.
Because I keep hearing about it.
It is, and I think they're going to show us this year.
You think so?
I think Ohio State's winning the national championship this year.
But this is the year. You know what I'm saying? To the point of everything that we've heard and to what standards they're held to. I just believe that, to Spencer's point, that this is the most legitimate shot that they've had underneath his coaching. If he's supposed to be the next college guy and he's supposed to be this good, now's to put up or shut up. Their clock has run out, Neal. It's time to put up or shut up.
They got 3 Heisman contenders on their offense.
Yeah.
Like they're going to put up 40 points
and
a game.
Like, to me, I don't know if I could be wrong, and maybe Ryan Day's aloof to this, but I think he's coming in with a chip on his shoulder and he's pissed off.
But he's got questions. Is his offensive and defensive line going to play soft? Because that's the reputation. And also, is that defense going to perk up a little bit? Because that defense was gashed last year.
And then they made changes. They did this weird thing where something didn't go right, and they went and got somebody else to do it. It's really wild, I know, right? Right, for the Mark D'Antonio people in the building? Is that true, Spence?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's facts. It's facts. But D'Antonio would just be like, all right, you're going to coach the offensive line this year now. Oh, okay, you'll go to defensive backs. I'm not going to bring anybody else in. We'll just move you all around, spice it up a little bit.
I feel...
That was his downfall.
I feel guilty today.
Don't feel guilty.
I feel guilty doing that. Rich Diana says Day has to win something or it's good night. So I find it funny, and Rich Diana, I don't know where your allegiances lie. We're quick to fire Ohio State's coach around here, aren't we?
That's not us. That's Ohio State.
But I'm saying though, as like the Michigan fans and things like that, they don't have the quote unquote patience to let it play out for Ryan Day the same that they did for their guy Harbaugh.
Because there's different expectations. Ohio State's goal this year is not to win the Big Ten. It's to win the Big Ten and contend for a national title. Michigan's goal is to beat Ohio State. And whatever happens after that is all gravy. Michigan State wants to beat Michigan.
Goose gravy.
And not get embarrassed by Ohio State. So there's different expectations.
Fair.
If Ryan Day, at the end of this year, all he can say is, we beat Michigan, didn't go to the college football playoffs, that season is a failure. If Michigan beats Ohio State and doesn't go to the college football playoffs, it's disappointing, but it's not a failure.
Right, and it's, dare I say, successful, right, based on the results.
It would be successful, but a little disappointing.
Right, absolutely. Hollywood says Terry's dressed like he's in Miami. LMAO. You do
Maybe
got a
I am.
You going to the dog track later?
I've been to the dog track once.
I have too.
Absolutely.
I don't want to say where I'm going, if I'm going to the dog track or not, but I could be. Who's going to stop me?
Hey, real quick, if you ever want to feel better about your life and where you're at, go to the dog track.
And hit that Quinnell. Yeah, baby. Oh, is that what you mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or hit the casinos in Mississippi.
Or do that as well. You'll feel better about yourself.
Please,
You'll feel better about yourself if you start working out, too. At Planet Fitness, home of the judgment-free zone. Non-intimidating, judgment-free atmosphere. You know the numbers, guys. Access to your home club starts at just $10 a month. Black card option, $24.99. You basically own the place for $24.99 per month. You get use of all the amenities, the unlimited tanning, massage chairs, body enhancement, all that. Also, access to over 2,000 Planet Fitnesses around the world with unlimited guest privileges. Seems pretty easy to me, guys. I got the hat. I've been getting that work in at Planet Fitness, and you can too. If you want to join, pull up on a Planet Fitness. You're going to pass a couple on the way home, or if you're really motivated, get on that computer right now. You're going to be crushing hot dogs and hamburgers, right, Spence?
Oh, yeah.
What's the over-under?
Hamburgers or hot dogs?
Both. How many hot dogs do you think you'll eat this weekend?
At least 3.
At least 3.
At least 3.
Okay, there you go. And when you want to work that off, Planet Fitness. Tons of cardio equipment, always ready for you to rock and roll. Jump on that computer, go to planetfitness.com. It's Planet Fitness, Darren McCarty.
Where your fitness is essential.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991, yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Oh, sorry. Alta Equipment. At Alta, uptime matters. Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. You have a bog project coming up. Alta Rent has you covered. Call them today, 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA. It's like I was sitting in my rig.
Final segment of the Labor Day Friday, the Getaway Friday. Neal Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, Terry Foster, fishing for Sam Flannel,
Darren's
Spencer
here. D-Mac
Raxter.
checked out, buddy.
As well. Hey, look. You're going to spend your whole weekend watching football. Let's be real about it. Tap in, though, Detroit City FC tomorrow, 7 o'clock.
That's football.
7:30,
That's
Saturday.
football.
Yep, big matchup against Indy 11.
Ooh,
so
it is, yeah.
Tap in. I'll be on the television call, so make sure you get in there. Let's take a spin around college football. Tonight, Western Michigan at home, on the road at Michigan State.
By the way, they moved that game to ESPN2.
Did they really?
Yeah, because of Serena, yep.
Oh,
So-
that's right, Serena Williams.
Serena again, or just
No, not tonight. I got what I wanted out of it. You know what I'm saying? I got what I wanted.
So
I got the
you're going to
nostalgia.
watch Western and Michigan State over Serena?
I'm not.
I'll be tapping into both of them.
I'll multitask. Michigan
Yeah.
State's gonna,
Yeah.
win after the first 5 minutes of the first quarter, and then I'll click on simple.
Latest line, Michigan State laying 21. I'll go around the room. Darren McCarty, your thoughts?
I got State. I think definitely they're going to come out. I'm eager to see, obviously, and to say that means I think their defense is going to be better than it was, but I'm going to take State and give the points.
Mr. Terry Foster.
The defense will be better at State, but not yet. I'm taking Western to cover.
To hang in there? What do you got, Spence?
Give me MSU for sure.
Yeah,
MSU with the points. Go green.
I figured as much. I just think Western's so bad, and I think their coach is getting fired, and I think it's going to be grim this year.
I think it's going to be a Jaden Reed revenge game. Like, it's his old team. He's going to have 2 touchdowns in the first quarter.
Dave Schultz on the YouTube chat thread. Neal, are you giving out a get-right pick? Nothing's grabbing me. I'm sorry. 18-7 is going to have to be good enough for the people. Nothing's grabbing me this weekend, guys. I'm sorry.
Cooper's one of the greatest players. Like, this guy is a god. Like, he is just the best basketball player on planet Earth. He's blocking, running down the court, in transition.
All right, can we mute his microphone, please? Thank you.
What are we talking?
He's watching the FIBA championship.
Yeah, it's Greece and Croatia. Antetokounmpo just carrying Greece on his back.
A lot like the Bucks. That's pretty cool.
It is a lot like the Bucks.
Tomorrow, Michigan 30.5-point favorite against Colorado State. Darren McCarty.
I mean, I don't
Flip
even
a
know.
coin.
I mean, that's a lot of. You got to take Michigan. Hopefully, we see whatever else. But I mean, when it's that high, I mean, somebody's got to know. That's a lot. Is that not a lot of points? That's 7 touchdowns.
It's a lot of points, but you got to balance the bets.
The 4-point Michigan tax too.
I definitely say Colorado State.
See, that's what I'm leaning towards too. What do you got, Spence?
I'd take Michigan with the points.
You lay the points?
Yeah. Colorado State sucks.
That's a lot of points.
That's a lot of points
what
for
that
sure.
is.
Michigan always gets a lot of points against scrubs, and very often they do not cover.
Go Blue, big win, baby. Yeah, big win over Colorado State.
No,
Here we go.
In all seriousness,
4 road games all year.
They got to come out and show some, they have to show some symmetry on offense and stuff that they're going to, show us something, putting the ball in the end zone. I mean, how long does it take you to score 4 touchdowns and a field goal without anybody in practice, without anybody there? It's still got to move it down the field.
And it's like the tryout for Cade McNamara too.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to actually try to score.
For my own personal entertainment, this is what I want. I want an interception on the first throw.
That would be wild.
And I just want to flip through Twitter.
Root for the show.
Hey, root for the show.
Root for
If
the
you
show.
if you like the show, if you like Woodward Sports Network, I just want an interception on the first throw.
That would be insane.
I just think a turnover possession in the first quarter.
Some kind of fashion.
that throws the wrench into running up and down, walking down the field and score a touchdown.
I just want to see it. I do. Ohio State, Notre Dame, the Buckeyes, 17-point favorite. I think that's too many.
That's too many.
Right? Does Notre Dame? Could they throw a wrench right out of the gate to this?
Yeah.
Like I think this game is more intriguing
most people do.
Braylon's got Notre Dame with the upset.
I'm not going that far.
No, but I'm just saying that
It's getting 6-1.
early on. That's why I'm saying Ryan Day's got to come out right out of the gate because they got a big test.
I think we'll learn more about Notre Dame than we will about Ohio State tomorrow.
Yes. We will, but I'm taking Notre Dame.
See, that makes me nervous that everybody else is. I don't like that. Notre Dame has a lot of Iowa qualities in big games too.
Yeah. I'm taking Notre Dame with the points, but Ohio State to win.
All right.
That's a lot of points, though, Doug.
That's a lot of points.
It is. Real quickly, too. Tomorrow night, late, Hawaii getting 16 from Western Kentucky.
Give me the Mountain
Give me Western Kentucky in the over all day.
Where's that game?
In Hawaii.
At Hawaii.
Midnight tomorrow night.
Yeah, it's a midnight game.
I'll be watching.
I'll be tapped in. How do you not?
I'll be watching.
I got Western Kentucky.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Give me the Mountain Tigers.
I may put 5 on that one.
Yeah.
You know what? There's a thing called pride.
Yeah,
Pride of the island. Uka Muka Luka Luka, whatever they say over there.
Listen,
I'm going Hawaii.
I thought I saw it last week with the first drive when they went up 7, but it wasn't until they let 63 go by unanswered. Anyways.
What was that again? Uka
Have a good Labor Day.
All right. Hey, everybody, be safe this Labor Day. Get it in.
Best of on Monday.
Yeah, best of show on Monday.
no show
Everybody
Monday.
have a great weekend. For D-Mac, for Terry Foster,
Smoke
for
your
Fish.
ribs and don't grill them.
Hell yeah. How do you
For
not?
Spencer Rector. My name is Neal Ruhl. Have a great time,
well.
everyone. Thanks for tapping in. Big D Energy Woodward Sports Network. Well, see you later on Tuesday.
Gang.